Palm Springs Modernism Show is fantastic.
It's an event like no other.
The show is absolutely spectacular. I've been doing this show now for the 14 years that it's been on.
Palm Springs is a place where people love to come to have fun.
You can't have a better show anywhere in this country.
The show has gotten bigger and better with more dealers.
People come from all over the world.
We always do a great business here.
They vacation while they're here, but the show brings them to town.
It's just a really good, broad interest with the resurgence in real estate.
A lot of general public people who are just into the lifestyle.
Who will put something vintage in their home who don't necessarily respond to the concept of antique.
You will have a more engaged retail client.
People who are interested in design and they're interested in being eclectic.
How fortunate I feel we all are to have a show like this.
We have an array of merchandise that we laughingly refer to as antiques and weird stuff. We'll focus on Art Deco furniture at the highest level, but of course to go with the flow we are very concentrated these days on mid-century. We have an extraordinary piano here behind me developed by a man named Rippon. Its case and the woodwork is something you've never seen before and is architecturally very impressive. It also folds up and slides out of the way. I have an unusual piece that's an all-polished machine gun display from World War II. It's actually cut away so that you can see the workings of a 50 caliber machine gun. There are a number of other interesting things, including a remarkable wall of shell grotto furniture done usually in Venice back in the 1920s, made up of all manner of seashells. Came out of a house in Bel Air and is a stunning visual. We also have a very humorous array of three pieces: a jockey, a horse with a jockey on it, and a racetrack punter who is a bettor. And they're comedy pieces that are about 3 feet tall that you might have seen in a bar like Sardi's back in the early 1930s.
Fat Chance is a modern furniture store. It's all vintage. This is the 37th year. We sell to collectors, we sell a lot to decorators, we sell to people all over the world. I sell high-end designer furniture. A lot of it's limited production. It's a look, it's quality. There are things that were expensive when they were new and they're expensive now. There's a certain amount of bling, there's a clean line, there's a richness of materials. Some of the furniture is covered in leather. A lot of the upholstery is expensive, the way it's done and the fabrics. I sell quite a bit of fine art from the period, from the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s. The fine art and the furniture often live together in the same house. It's a look that goes together.
Well, certainly I'm most excited about the Jack Rogers Hopkins environment. It was called the Water and Light Organ. This guy literally wired this piece of furniture to run different apparati in his house. It was sort of like Dr. Evil's lair. He could sit and control all sorts of things happening in his environment with this unit. It's just a completely unique expression of a California maker from the 1970s. The big Romeo Reina tapestry is quite beautiful. Reina is a craftsman that Steve Chase used to spend quite a bit in Palm Springs and Rancho Mirage, so a lot of this work probably started out here. It'd be nice to see it end up back here.
We specialize in original advertising posters from the original print run. So this piece, for example, was printed in 1956. Probably a couple thousand of them were printed, but most were meant to be used. I have a great collection of posters right now advertising India, and there was a huge boom in travel in the post-war period. People buy posters because they're looking for something that's fun on their wall, that's different. It's typically people who do have a sense that they want something original, not a reproduction. They want something that they're never going to walk into someone else's house and see. The collector for the mid-century poster tends to be a younger buyer. It's people that are looking for something fun. They're also looking for something that's entry level.
One of the areas of collecting that I've always been interested in are Catalan and Bakelite radios, mostly from the 1930s. The Catalan versions are tremendously expensive, but now there are Bakelite radios, which is a chemical cousin of this material, Catalan, but the automotive styling, the sense of design is all there. Jewelry that I always specialize in and that people always identify me almost exclusively with is Bakelite jewelry. I just acquired a collection of over 1,000 slightly more affordable, less expensive carved Bakelite bangles for people that don't necessarily want to take too expensive a plunge, but want to take a plunge into the world of Bakelite.
when I come to California so that I don't bring a lot of heavy things. I bring jewelry that was designed by the studio jewelers in the United States. Mostly they handmade things. They made things custom for friends. They had a network of people that they would be selling to. I represent the estate of a couple of these artists, namely Art Smith. I have a lot of material by him. He had a shop in the Village. There was a California woman named Margaret Apata who was from the Bay Area who just had an exhibition at the Museum of Art and Design in New York. These are the people that I try and represent when I come out here to California.
It's our biggest and best event ever.
Features over 85 exhibitors from across the United States and Europe.
People come and they arrive at 5 o'clock, get their tickets, get in line, because the minute the show opens, they can't wait. They want to be in. The advance press interest this year exceeded anything that we've ever done in the past.
The opening night party tonight benefits Modernism Week.
We're expecting well over 1,000 people, which is going to make it the biggest opening night in its history. Michael Smith, the Obama's decorator, will be here tonight. Joel Chen from Los Angeles and his daughter Bianca are coming. They're involved with the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. Thousands of people flocked to the desert for this week as a result of the combination of the show and Modernism Week in 2001. Jacques Cassin convinced us to come out here and look at Palm Springs as the perfect backdrop for a Modernism show.
I had been producing the show, a similar show in Miami, and then we came here in 2001. Started the Modernism Show. I had the idea of offering the museum to hold their symposium on the following weekend and call it a week.
And that all over the years developed into this immense 11-day celebration of modern that is now Modernism Week.
Modernism is the future of shows.
I think what's next is better things. You know, the better designers come out, people get discovered.
It's been really interesting to watch it grow, and I think the next phase will be as exciting.